talking about Kimuras in general. The first one we're going to talk about today is going to be a Kimura from inside the guard. Again, I'm concentrating on just the anatomy, the basics of the technique, not the setups. Or we can talk about the setups when you have more space and time to work on them. Okay, so let's start just a tad more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to from the closed guard to Kimura this arm. The first thing, and there's a number of ways this can happen. I can either force her to put her hands on the mat, or I can just catch her in a situation where she put her hand on the mat. But for today, all we're going to do is we're just going to bring our hands inside. We're going to kind of push our hands up and get up, basically wedge our arms through to get her hand to the mat. And her hand is close to my hip, okay? Now I'm going to take the webbing of my thumb here, like a little V here, and I'm going to put it right on, I'm going to put the palm of my hand on top of her hand, and I'm going to take the web of my thumb, and I'm going to lean away so that my elbow is straight, okay? But what I want is that elbow straight. If my elbow's bent and she's bigger and stronger than me, she's going to be able to reach in and grab my belt, or grab the, usually to defend the Kimura, they're going to reach in and grab the inside of their knee. Go ahead and grab the inside of your knee. So that I can, like, hook like this, so that I can't pull that arm out, okay? So go back. So once her hand's on the mat, what I want to do is I want to catch the wedge. Now I got a longer arm than hers, so I need this elbow straight, and I need it straight so that I don't have to use muscle to hold her arm away. I don't want her hand to go to the inside of her thigh. So what I do is I lean away and I lock out my elbow. And just this, try to bring your hand on the inside, grab the inside of your knee. The minute her hand lifts off the ground too, I can push with my back and her hand is further away. So again, put your hands on me. I'm going to kind of wedge through and bring her hands to the ground. Palm on top of her hand, and use the web of my thumb to hook her wrist. Lean away, and if she tries to reach in, I can use my back to push rather than my arm. Okay, now that her arm is here, I'm going to attack it. Now, people are weak when their elbow is away from their body. Okay, so my goal on a Kimura always is to pull her elbow as far away from her body as I can, which basically, sit up real quick, is a right angle in the armpit. If her elbow's bent and it's not a right angle, she's going to be in a stronger position. So again, I have this here, I lock this out, I have this locked, I'm going to open my guard, and the first thing this arm's job is to do is to pull that elbow away from her body. It's not at a right angle yet. So what I do is I bring my chest to her arm. I open my guard, I sit up, and I'm bringing my chest to her arm. Now, this arm, the forearm is going to hook under and catch underneath her elbow. So I'm here, I'm sitting up, I'm bringing my chest all the way to her arm, and I want to get my butt off the mat too. That's helpful. Okay? Now this arm is going to come under, and it's going to hook at her elbow, like this. What I'm doing is, again, I'm pulling her elbow away from her body. I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to hug it to my chest. Now, if her elbow's close, right now, the way I get her elbow away is I arch my back and I lay down. Right now, her elbow is as far away from her body as I can. I'm pushing her away with my leg and laying my back to the mat, getting this elbow trapped. Even if I let go of this one, hide your arm now, there's nowhere for her to hide her arm. So I hooked right here, and I'm pulling on her elbow with my back and my legs. Now, this hand is going to go from that wedge, that V, to palm, no thumb. Like I'm going to push with my palm this way, and the other hand's going to grab my own wrist, and I'm no thumbs on either one. I'm keeping her elbow tight to my chest. I keep stretching her elbow away from her body, and now all I have to do is make an arc with this hand this way, keeping everything tight. Don't do it this way. See how much longer it takes her to tap? If I keep this tight, I want to roll my shoulders, keeping everything else tight. So again, her hands are on my body. I need to get them to the mat. Okay, and again, wedge, straight elbow, open my guard. I'm going to sit up, and this one is going to hook under her elbow. Okay, from here, I'm going to arch my back and push with this leg. Get her elbow away from her body. Now, no thumb, grab wrists. This leg is going to come up and over her back. Keep her elbow tight to my body, and I roll towards my right shoulder to finish the Kimura, keeping her elbow far away. Okay, so Grace is here. She's going to get my hands to the mat. She's going to grab my wrist, or she's going to catch with the web of her thumb. She's going to arch her back away to make her elbow straight rather than pushing my arm. There we go. Good. Now, she's going to open her guard, put her feet on the mat, and she's going to sit up. And with her right arm, she's going to hook over my elbow. Get your butt up off the mat. Right, there we go. Now, from here, she's going to hug it tight to her chest. She's going to push with her left leg against my ribs and put her back on the mat. There it is. Put your leg over my back. Keep pulling here and keep my elbow tight to your body, and she's going to roll to finish. Good. Good. Wedge. Good. Open the guard. Excellent. Hooking the elbow. Now, make sure, kind of lift your left leg off the ground and push with it as you lay down. Yes. Good. Okay. Here. Good.